Since its initial airing in January of 1999, Family Guy has had the privilege of working with many guest voice stars. Some were memorable one-time appearances, even if they may not have had a clear speaking role or didn't play themselves on the show. Others found their place among the main cast, becoming as quotable as the Griffins themselves. For today's video, we decided to compile a list of the celebrities we considered to be the most memorable among the many guest appearances. Stay until the end to find out what our top picks were for this list. At number 10, we have the legendary Adam West. It wouldn't be a complete list without mentioning the man that held the title of Batman. Adam West had started his appearances on the show as more of a gag. He was a mayor that made poor choices with the town's money, allowed for illegal dumping in the lake, and attempted to escape an office using a raft. As the series progressed, Adam went from being a random background character to actually becoming a part of the Griffin family after he married Lois's sister. Even after the sad passing of this once big-time celebrity, he was still brought on screen. The staff clearly had a lot of love for Adam, and so it wouldn't be at all surprising if we continue to see the former mayor in passing as the show continues. Coming in at number 9, we have Jenna Jameson. In the episode Brian Does Hollywood, the end scenes show that the Griffin family were returning to Quahog with a collection of memorabilia. When the screen shows Peter, it was revealed that he had a woman tied up and gagged next to him. Peter reveals to the audience that this is meant to be Jenna Jameson. For those of you that don't know, Jenna Jameson was a widely known actress and model. During the time of the episode, she had been known mainly for her career acting in pornographic films. It tied in well enough to the storyline Brian was tied in, with the canine falling into directing porn rather than the movies he had intended to be a part of. Taking her place at number 8 is Jennifer Love Hewitt. There was a brief gag in the show implying that Hewitt was once a young Inuit boy when the subject of plastic surgery was brought up. However, Hewitt was included in this list due to her appearance in the episode Stuck Together, Torn Apart. In this storyline, Peter and Lois were undergoing a brief separation due to their counselor's advice. Mort, wanting to encourage Peter, set the man up with his niece, who turned out to be Jennifer Love Hewitt. The following scenes showed Jennifer having what looked on the surface to be a horrible time on their date. She stated she found Peter rude and disgusting before making out with the man. She was quickly pulled off when Lois, jealous at the display, threatened and assaulted Hewitt. At number 7 is Simon Cowell. Simon voiced himself twice throughout the series. The first time was in the episode Lois Kills Stewie. During this cutaway, Stewie was shown singing to audition for American Idol. He clearly struggled with his performance and so was shot down by not only Simon but the other judges. Though, to be fair, Simon was far more cruel with his criticism, flat out wishing Stewie dead. In Simon's second appearance during Run, Chris Run, he was once again shown in a cutaway featuring Stewie. This time, they were around a campfire, with Stewie horrifying the members of One Direction with tales of non-skinny jeans. After the band members ran off into the woods, Stewie then turned to Simon to scare the man with the idea of a loose-fitted shirt. Taking their spot at number 6 is another early season appearance, Luke Perry. Luke had a passing appearance on Stewie Griffin, The Untold Story, but he's mainly known for the episode The Story on page 1. In this episode, Meg was the center of the story. She was revealed to be the president of the Luke Perry fan club Quahog chapter and was active with the school newspaper. Peter, in a misguided attempt to help his daughter excel, decided to write an article about Luke Perry being gay and credited Meg with the work. As Peter attempted to get his daughter out of hot water, he's seen trying and failing to seduce Perry in order to gain evidence of the man being a homosexual. Luke was indeed confirmed as not being straight in the closing scene when he's seen about to sleep with Adam West. Following at number 5 is Carol Channing. The incident of Stewie assaulting Brian multiple times, demanding Brian give him his money, is a moment in Family Guy's Hall of Fame. However, it's easy for fans to forget just how this all started in the first place. In the beginning of the episode, Stewie asks if Brian wished to take a bet on a boxing match between Carol Channing and Mike Tyson. Like many people would have done, Brian placed his bet of $50 for Mike Tyson to win. Unfortunately, we see the end of this fight play out and it was not in Brian's favor. Channing was seen getting up after every blow Tyson landed on her. The whole time she tried talking smack to Tyson in the audience, showing she wasn't rattled in the slightest. At number 4, we have a group rather than a singular celebrity, the Star Trek crew. In Not All Dogs Go to Heaven, Stewie attempted to get his questions answered by the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation during a convention. Not only was he passed over each time, but the questions that people did manage to voice had nothing to do with the show, which only enraged Stewie further. To get his chance to talk to the crew, Stewie decided to build a teleportation device, beaming them all into his home. This wound up not working out well for Stewie, as he was then seen carting the cast around and speaking to them as if he was a daycare teacher ushering kids around on a field trip. He ends up sending the cast off, claiming it hadn't been worth the trouble having them around. Before we get to our pick of the top 3, here are some honorable mentions. These characters did voice in the show, but didn't voice themselves. Our first mention is Johnny Depp for his appearance as the character Edward Scissorhands in Lois Comes Out of Her Shell. During a cutaway, Edward was shown to be a trusted night nurse, affectionately holding a young baby while going on and on about how qualified and loving he was. Of course, in normal Family Guy fashion, Edward then makes sure to inform the parents that their child is dead. Next, we have Ariana Grande. During Mom's the Word, there's an Italian couple arguing off-screen that Stewie and Brian listen to. While this character was never shown, Ariana did end up voicing this Italian woman. One of the most twisted members of the expanded Family Guy universe was voiced by Robert Downey Jr. After Lois accidentally broke a family photo, she learned that she had a brother that was committed to an institution. Robert did an excellent job portraying Lois's brother Patrick as he slowly fell back into his old habits of strangling overweight people. Resuming our top picks, we have number 3, Tom Brady. Also featured in the episode Patriot Games, Tom was the one to approach Peter about an opportunity playing for the Patriots after seeing how Peter was able to plow down a bunch of people in a rush to get to the bathroom. Tom wound up regretting getting Peter for the team when he saw how inflated Peter's ego was becoming from all the fame, reaching the point that Tom traded Peter off to the London Silly Nannies. By the end of the episode, Tom had quite a bit of respect for Peter after seeing the man try and take on the Patriots by himself. Taking the number 2 ranking, we have Liam Neeson. Don't let it get back to Liam that he came in second on our list. Of course, we had to include him after seeing his appearance in Fighting Irish. We're exposed to the fact that Peter tended to talk about fighting Liam Neeson whenever he became intoxicated, driving his friends insane with his bragging. It reached the point that the guys insisted Peter either shut up or actually go to fight the intimidating man. Peter, as expected, was too scared to actually take on Liam, and so spent the majority of the episode as a sort of slave. When Peter had enough, he finally attempted to take on Liam in a fight, before promptly getting beat into the ground. At the very least, we can say Peter had the guts to try. Finally, taking the spot of the number 1 most memorable guest appearance, we have Ryan Reynolds. Ryan had earned a high ranking on this list for a number of reasons. First of all, he was a very memorable appearance. Whether you liked the storyline he was used in or not, he was true to the tone of the show. Because of this, Ryan and his antics blended in really well with the existing characters. His outward flirting with Peter and his disregard for Lois was entertaining as viewers were left wondering what he would try next. There was a nice slow escalation as Peter eventually realized he was being flirted with. When Peter finally confronted Ryan at the end of the episode, Ryan brushed off the entire thing, while at the same time describing exactly what Peter had assumed was happening. It was an amusing way to see Peter being messed with him assuming Ryan was going on about some Hollywood trend. What do you all think? Who do you consider the most memorable guest appearance on the show? Is there a guest star that you wish would be featured on Family Guy but hasn't yet? Let us know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more content in the future. Also, be sure to ring that notification bell so you can stay in the loop whenever we post a new video. Until next time, take care.